So we're going to talk about packing up for vendor events. Right now I do have my racks out of here just so that you can see everything else that is in here. I do put my racks on top. I do caution you though, you do want to break them down enough so they're not going to hit you in the head. That was the first issue I had when I was up there driving, and it can be a little difficult obviously to have a passenger in the car, just depending on how much stuff you have in here. So the blue bags are my clothes that are on hangers. So you can tell that I put all of them in IKEA bags. I only had, I think, 3 of the zip up bags where I can leave things hanging up vertically. And then these, with help from someone else, I can easily put these around my clothes too. And these are the large, they're kind of the smaller bags that don't have zippers. So I'll show you what that looks like on a rack in just a bit. The boxes, since I was going to a vendor event, I went ahead and took my duplicates just in case, because I do have a couple of things that are typically pretty popular. So I went ahead and did that, and then you'll see that I have the little number tags on here. So I had those backwards where you couldn't see the number, you would just see the white tabby on there, and that just meant that I had a duplicate of that item. So every time an item sold, if it had a tab on it, we would go through the box and find its, you know, duplicate friend and put it on there and hang it back up. So it made it kind of nice where you don't have tons and tons and tons of hangers, but you still have enough stuff that if you want to sell, you know, 2 or 3 of the same item, you can. We did take tubs too. You can see that one's empty, but we took some duplicates in tubs. We packed the leggings in tubs to take it there as well. And eventually I would like to use just tubs and not boxes, but I didn't have enough of the tubs to work. So, but this worked out really nicely. This is not all my inventory. I do have 2 suitcases full too, but of course, since I was not going alone, my mom put the suitcases in her trunk, so it worked perfectly for us. And then she had my dress form, because I dressed her up as well, and my mirror for changing. And then I also have a pop-up, which is a little pop-up tent that's a changing tent, and it is only, I think it was like $38 on Amazon. So that was really affordable, and I was really impressed with it. It was actually really big, spacious, plenty of space. You couldn't see through it. It's wonderful. So that is definitely something I would look into if you're going to do vendor events. Having a little changing tent is wonderful. Now, if I were just going to a pop-up in someone's house, I've already decided I obviously would not take my huge duplicates thing, just because, you know, if people at that party want the same item, I can easily just tell them, oh, you know, I think I have that at home. So because most likely they're going to be pretty local, so that's a good thing. So I wouldn't need all those extra boxes, which means that those 2 suitcases or more blue bags would fit in here, and it also fit my dress form and my mirror. So I wouldn't need, you know, a second car. And I have a Ford Focus hatchback, so it's pretty spacious. This is one of those times where I think it would be wonderful to have a minivan. So, you know, don't complain if you've got a minivan, because you have got it made as far as pop-ups go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this out of here, but let me explain why I pack it this way. I put the racks on top because what you can do, you can take the racks out of your car, you can assemble them right there if there's not steps, obviously. For vendor events, you're mostly gonna find ramps. So you're not normally gonna have a lot of stairs to go up. You might even have elevators, that sort of thing, just depending on where it's at. So find that out beforehand. But what you can do with the racks, if that's the case, you can assemble the racks, and then you can hang all your clothes up, keep them in the bags, but you can hang them up and then roll them in. Then you're not having to carry a bunch of stuff. And another thing that works great, these tubs actually fit on the bottom of my racks too. So I can roll those in as well. We did find that stacking them was not a good plan. We had one tub that was open on top that had my laptop in it, and they all slid off of each other, and that was bad. So my laptop fell on the ground, and that was not good. So I don't recommend that. But overall, it works out pretty nicely. What I would do with the tubs for sure is I'm gonna get some, it's the shelving liner or drawer liner that has the grip to it, and then I can put that in between the tubs so that they're not gonna fall off as I'm going, you know, on uneasy ground or anything like that. So the only thing I would suggest when you get home with your racks is to wipe off the wheels. When I got back last night from my vendor event, they were very gravelly and just dirty. So I didn't really want that on my hardwood floors. Originally I thought, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to sand these down so they don't scratch my floors, but no, it was just, once I wiped them down with a damp washcloth, they were absolutely fine. So that is another suggestion I have for you guys. My racks back in my room. Over here, you'll notice that I have my Irmas in 2 of these big, large fractal bags that zip, and you can tell They are from IKEA. These are wonderful. There are the LuLaRoe ones. I did not know they were available until I'd already bought these. So, you know, those actually hold more, but it is important to label these or else you're going to be swapping things around a whole lot. So by doing Irma 1, Irma 2, I know that, hey, this is size order. I don't have to redo it. So that's really helpful. These labels, which stuck on perfectly, not many other things stick. This is actually a shipping label from my Dymo. So my Dymo spit out a bunch of extras once, and now I've found something that they work on. They label all the things, but you have to write with regular ink, not markers, because markers don't stick. I think permanent might work, but Crayola markers do not work. So we did, when we left the racks together, we left these on there. In hindsight, I would probably just take it apart and let them all slide off because it's a pain in the butt to have to take them off later. But that is what we did. So, you know, hindsight's 20/20. This is how I use the other bags. So these are the bags that are just large bags that don't have a zipper. So what we did is we took them width-wise around the clothes. Hopefully you can see that. And then it did kind of, I mean, you can do it with one person. It's easier with two. And you'll notice this holds about as much as 2 of the Fracta bags that zip. So probably as much as one of the pink bags that zips from LuLaRoe. So it does hold a good bit. Now I only put tops in here, like classics and perfects. I did my Cassies in some bags. I did Maxies in some bags. You can see down here, there's all my Cassies. My Maxies, I think we ended up putting in the suitcase because they're pretty heavy. So all my Cassies are in there. But this ended up working nicely because you can just loop handles on each side. And then when you're carrying it, you can carry it with the little handles on each side and kind of keep all the clothes together. So it's not that hard. And I got all this out of the car and put this on the racks by myself. And it seriously took me like 15 minutes. It was not bad at all. So really simple. And then I do have my Julias. So anything long, like dresses or Irmas, I'm putting in the zip bags. And it actually worked perfectly because I only need 2 bags for the Irmas and then this bag for my Julias. My Sarahs, I could probably use a bag for. I don't have that many of them, so I just put them in a suitcase and it was fine. I did take a little bin with table items. So of course, like my business cards are in here. I have a little bowl that I keep my business cards in on the table. I took this with me and then I ended up using it for something entirely different, but that's okay. I had my planner with me in case anybody wanted to book anything. I put all the signs in here just so that they're not getting bent anywhere. And then of course, anything else you're gonna have on your table. Then I had these items folded up in there too, and they fit perfectly. So my tablecloth and my runner. So I will show you guys the suitcases and I'll show you a little bit more of the unpacking process too. Here is suitcase number 1. This is full of Maxies. All of my Maxies are in here, not the duplicates, but just the Maxies. And I don't know any better way to transport Maxies. They are so heavy. So I think a suitcase is wonderful. This is one that has the double rolling wheels so that you can just push it if you need to. So this was a lifesaver. So now I'm just going to put them back on their rack here where they live. I've already put my Cassie skirts up, as you can see there. And then I've taken the bags off of each of these, and that did not take any time at all. So they're all my Fracta bags. And what I'll do is I'll just fold all of those up and put them in one of the zipper bags and throw them in a closet, and we're good until next time. So I'll show you this, I'll show you the next suitcase as well and just how I packed that. But these, it was easy. We just alternated back and forth with the hangers and made sure nothing was snagging on each other. So after digging out half of my Maxies, I realized that also my perfect tees were in here. I knew we put them in a suitcase, but I assume they're in the other one. So almost all of my Maxies were in this. So just to look at that, that's how many skirts you can fit in this large suitcase. That's a lot. And then I know I have probably 30 perfect tees in there. So pretty amazing. I'm still missing my extra small and extra small Maxi, so I'm guessing they're in the other suitcase. So I need to get those out, but that's pretty awesome. I have like more than half of one set, and then I have my perfect tees. So I'm gonna go ahead and hang those up as well. This is the same size as the blue one, but my mom could not get my pop-up changing pod to go back in its little bag, so she had to shove it in the suitcase because, as you can tell, it is about to pop out of here and pop itself open. So so we put extra hangers. So that, just to give you an idea, I only took enough hangers for what I had. And this is not all of them, but those are all the different hangers from things that we sold. So, and then of course, keep in mind that if they were duplicates that sold, we just replaced the duplicate item. So that's not even half what we sold. So it's pretty awesome. But I have my Sarahs in here. I can tell I have some of the end pieces. Like you can tell I have a Lindsay and a top right here. This is something I had just kind of on display. And then all my Lindsays are in here too. And I'm thinking my Maxi, some of them are at the bottom. So this worked out really well. So I'm just gonna hang these up and I will be done. All right, and just like that, I have my entire car unpacked on my own in about 20-25 minutes, and everything is hung back up where it goes. So it was super simple. I did have help putting the racks together just because if you ever try to put these together by yourself, it is not fun. So all that's left now is to go through. I'm just going to reorganize, make sure all the sizes are in the right spot. I'm going to take inventory. It was just such a crazy event that, you know, we didn't really get to kind of do that as we went. So we're gonna go back through and I'm gonna look at everything and just make sure that I know exactly what we sold, what we have left before doing any online sales, and just, you know, some general organizing and cleaning. I still have to put up, you know, signs and stuff that I took down, but yes, this was a really quick process and I'm so excited that it was so streamlined. And definitely, if you can have help, take help. That was the key for my success yesterday. I had my mother there. She helped me unpack everything. She helped me, you know, get everything ready to go. And without her, well, it would have taken longer. I mean, I could have done it. There were other consultants there by themselves and they did it. And, you know, whenever we finished, we went and helped other people. So it was really nice. But if you can have help, definitely take someone, especially make sure they're well versed in how to check people out and how to, you know, answer questions. But as you can tell, it was pretty easy to put everything back in its rightful place. I did kind of rearrange my Lula room, and I'll eventually do a tour of my Lula room once it's back in order. But thanks for watching. Bye.